Hey guys, this is going to be a quick video. I just wanted to give a tip on letter alignment. So I'm doing what basically I call it applique, where I'm going to glue some letters on top of a project. And this project happens to be a new dog dish holder, something my wife wanted. And so I was going to surprise her with this. Our dog's name is Dottie, by the way. So I've used some lizard spit here, and I kind of dyed this board. And anyway, I've got the pieces cut out over here. Yeah, where did I put those pieces? Anyway, there they are. The letters are cut out, and now I want to align it on here. So basically what I've done is I've found the center, just use some tape, and I found the center of my board, and I just put a little hash there. I'm not sure if you can quite make that out. It's black Sharpie on dark blue tape, so it might not show up the best. And then I've done the same thing with my template. So when I cut my letters, I also cut a rectangle around the word, doesn't have, and then centered it. And I keep that template. And so that's what I'm going to use. So basically all I need to do, I'm going to tilt this down here. All I need to do is line up those little hashes that I put on each one. About like so, it looks like. That looks pretty good. And then I'm going to use some of my blue tape just to barely put that in place there. So this is just a great way to be able to line up and keep that lettering perfectly spaced. And that all looks good. So I'm just going to put a piece of tape there. And we'll put another one on the other corner. Still looking pretty good right there. So now, how am I going to glue this together? Well, I finished this with some spar varnish, so a satin finish spar varnish. And I don't know how to say this without being depressing. But our girl is, she is now, I think she's 13 or 14 years old, our puppy is. And well, I don't want to depress too many of you, but dogs don't live forever. And so this thing will probably outlast her. So I was a little hesitant to glue them on there or anything like that, because what about our next dog, So what I'm going to use here is actually some good quality hot glue. So now I'm just going to put some on here, and don't need much because I don't want it to squeeze out the edges there. I'm just going to put it on the back of the letter, and then I'm going to drop it into place here. Just like that. Put them into place, hold them for a few seconds. So the nice thing about this is, unfortunately, when our puppy dog does depart this earth, I'll be able to pull those off and cut a new name or a new graphic to put on there. And I don't need much, just a little bit. Okay, my glue is set. I've got all the pieces in place. I'm just going to remove this tape. Now, removing this can sometimes be difficult. Depends on the size of your letters and how intricate things are. But usually, I just kind of wiggle it and jiggle it. And there we go. Let me pull this tape off here. My alignment tape. And you'll be able to see the finished project here. One more piece of tape. Why is it when someone's watching you can't ever get this tape? Of course, I could have been smart and left a edge up, but I'm generally not that smart. So there we go. The letter perfectly aligned, perfectly spaced, and I think it looks pretty good, old Dottie. Now, I don't know if you can see that detail there, but the dot on the I is actually a puppy dog paw. So there you go. I want to do two quick announcements as well. I'm going to get over here. Let's see if I can get a little more light on me. I've got so many projects going on in the shop here, and I'll have some more videos later, including one with a guitar. But anyway, I want two things, two quick things. One, I just noticed I hit 1,000 followers, or subscribers, I should say, which I know that's not a huge number in the world of YouTube, but 1,000, it's kind of like really crazy watching my stupid stuff. So what I would ask you to do is just drop a comment. Let me know why. So are you here for the laser stuff, for the RC stuff? I know some guys subscribed back in the early days when I was doing a rocket stove thing. Just let me know why. Might not change what I do on here, but it'll satisfy my curiosity. Now, speaking of curiosity, had a great time at the farmers market this last weekend. It's always great to visit with folks and see what sells and what ideas work and what ideas don't. But there's a recurring comment that I get a lot, and I want to dispel something. I want to make you think a little bit. So I'll get people that come up to the booth, they'll see something and go, oh, that's amazing that you made this. You know, I don't have a creative bone in my body. Or I just don't have an artistic skill at all. Okay, so I want to talk about that just real short, get on my soapbox here. To me, being creative or doing something creative is one of the most mindful and healthy things we can do with the human mind. Now, I do want to back up here and say creative can be anything. It doesn't have to be a piece of art. It doesn't have to be being able to play music. If I'm figuring out how to build this, you know, which is simple as heck, but it's a creative process. I'm taking nothing and making something. Computer programmer, and you got to figure out a line of code. That's a creative process. I've got a friend that says he doesn't have a creative bone in his process, and he's an amazing computer programmer. That's a creative process that I can't do. He does spreadsheets. He's amazing with Excel. I can't do that. That's a creative process. You have to think about creating something from nothing. And here's what I always ask those people. Have you ever met a little kid, and I'm talking, you know, 3 years old, that doesn't dance? And the answer is no. Have you ever met a little kid, 3 years old, that doesn't sing? No. Have you ever met a little 3-year-old kid that doesn't draw or scribble? No. We all have that creative process in us. We all have that artistic process within us. The problem is that at some point in our lives, we either quit because we get discouraged, or somebody tells us, oh, you're no good at that, and so we quit, or worse yet, we tell ourselves we're no good at it. And you know what? It doesn't matter if you're any good at it. I'm not the most creative guy. I make a lot of stuff, but I'm not, you know, I'm not necessarily great at it. I'm actually a very creative guy. I should rephrase that. A lot of my creations aren't that great. You know what? It doesn't matter. I love Kurt Vonnegut said, go sing a terrible song in the shower, write a lousy poem. The benefit will be in itself because you have created something. So I really want to encourage you to keep those creative juices flowing. Let me know in the comments why you come here, and I'll get on my soapbox later, I guess. And I'll get off this one right now and tell you to be well, do good work, and I'll see you down the road.